Call the meeting to order. Let's do roll call.
Dick Nat here.
Kathleen Richard here.
Kara Kresvik here.
Grosvenor here. Let's stand and say the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't see anybody in the audience, so I don't think there's anybody here to give us any comment. Do we have any correspondence? I'm not aware of any. Okay, we need approval of our minutes from March 18th.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We need approval for our voucher list. April, the motion.
May I make a comment?
Let's make a motion and
Yeah.
second, and then let's talk about it.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Question.
I just noticed that there were chemicals, the lawn chemicals on the list, and I would prefer a more eco-friendly alternative if one is available. That's all.
My question was on leasing vehicles. So we lease our vehicles.
Now we do, yeah. Enterprise.
Why did we do that route?
And I think that it made sense to try it out, see if it worked. I think their ability to bring in vehicles is quicker and easier for them to do and facilitate that than for us to. And then basically we are paying for it and like as a mortgage almost for the cars.
I think from the financial cash flow analysis is projected is by turning vehicles in at a quicker rate than buying it out and holding it until expires. They could then in turn take that equity and roll it in.
Have you done the analysis and
No.
because I think I would recommend you looked at post because we can get vehicles a lot cheaper. Charges.
Okay, well
We
told us that
worked with like
Yeah.
references like
Yeah.
German, what is it, Germantown or Menominee Falls or something that was really the
Yeah.
PD out there that
We just looked at it and not very cost effective.
So this also affects police cars?
all over.
So we'll get a police car every 18 months as a new car? Because they drive a lot of miles.
every
Actually,
18 months,
right.
whenever they feel or whenever we need it.
but it would be more frequent that we would, that's the idea anyways, that we're turning it over and getting value out of it while there still is value to be had and then move on to another one and basically try to recoup money from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can sell vehicles that are 10, 15 years old on the surplus site and money for them. City know their name and they know well. So you know that they haven't been necessarily usually full dollars and kind of looked at the analysis. For us, not good, but I would just recommend looking at that. And maybe Germantown does too. I haven't seen it.
Well, there's a lot of municipalities. Oak Creek
Yeah.
does it.
There is actually a
Does Greenfield do it
significant
too?
I don't
race.
know.
Who?
Greenfield.
But
They-
we are
they
able
did it
to
years ago.
resell our vehicles ourselves. We don't have to turn them, which I know the department has selling them through the auction.
Yep.
And then we just pay the cap reduction price.
All right.
But I will definitely.
Any other questions?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Report on the water system performance.
Okay. March 31st, we had another main break. At least it was in the evening, so it was reported quickly, right on Drexel and 66 roughly. So you see a patch. It's not patched yet, but
Yeah, I
waiting
saw
for
it.
DPW to get asphalt. Actually, the hole was right by the joint, so we had to cut a piece out, and that's our main line that goes from our booster station to the tower. So luckily that station wasn't running at the time because it probably pumped a lot more water. So it was actually coming from a different station back around. So it was still probably 200,000 gallons. But and we were able to shut it down for the night and fix it because nobody was out of service. So helped at least on overtime. So that was one. You see Highway 100. Been on Highway 100, you can see work has started, so we'll be in there intermittently with valve boxes and doing adjustments as they go through. So
I do have a question on that because that's hindering my getting anywhere, even out of my house. It takes me 20 minutes, 20 minutes. It took me to get 15 minutes to get here today. I live literally probably less than a mile away. So my curiosity is how long does this last?
like
All
probably
All summer?
It
Really?
is, yeah,
Really shut
because
down the whole summer?
it's, well, they're WISDOT projects. So the state Department of Transportation is running multiple projects that are going to be,
Right at that same intersection?
there's actually several different projects going.
there'll be, yeah, they're putting up new stop and go lights. So what they kind of got tore up now, they'll eventually get that done.
Okay.
Then they'll do the opposite part that isn't tore up right now. So that whole intersection will be.
Thanks for
It does that, yeah. It'll be months.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, what were they talking, like fall
Did you see
time?
out here?
yeah, for the main line.
It'll be all brand new though.
Right, it'll
Oh,
be brand new
yeah.
and they won't be touching it for another 20 plus years. And,
Well, till they do the north part, which will
Right.
be in 2 years
yeah,
between
right.
Ross and St. Martin's. But then you'll at least be able to get out.
Yeah.
That'll re-up development in that area.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
I know that we have info posted to the website that's on the main page, just underneath about street closures. And I believe that we link out to those projects. So there is a way where you can see kind of what the state has planned for the city, their long-term plan, 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But pretty much touch some extent. And they'll probably have the inconvenience until at least early fall, is I think what we were told.
Yeah.
I think that's called October.
We'll just usher it in with Oktoberfest, start doing an Oktoberfest here.
Early fall of September.
We did have an employee resign as of last Friday. We gave 2 weeks' notice, so currently we're short 2 people in the department, and there hasn't been much promise. So we'll get through it. And then a question for the committee. I think it's a yearly thing now to have Dan from Oak Creek come and
Mike?
yeah, or
Mike,
Mike.
he's looking at you.
Dan can come
Uh,
through.
Got two.
Mike Sullivan from Oak Creek come and to update on the project. I think they're getting close to submitting for their plant expansion. So we haven't had a meeting in a while.
No,
Good,
well,
so-
we did,
They're at 90%.
but I wasn't able
but
to,
yeah.
I wasn't able to
So-
catch the update.
Yeah.
Did
And
you?
Didn't I circulate
But you
some?
sent
Right.
out a PSC
That was
like
for
link or documents for
they had submitted a price adjustment on HVAC that was already approved.
Somewhat
last year.
substantial increase
Yeah, from
cost.
over $1 million now. So they just
Terrible, isn't it?
submitted that last week or this week.
How does
That-
that affect our contract that we just signed with?
We're not to have any.
That was,
uh,
yeah, that was already in the works, I think, before maybe even,
But I thought, didn't we put in there that we don't have a say if it's unless it's a substantial increase? in
Yeah.
this
Yeah, but
specific
it's
project?
tied to the project. I have to go back and
Yeah, because there wasn't a planned rate increase from the project. And then also, I think it's like $1 million or something, anything that will impact the project by a certain amount, I thought it was $1 million, they would come back and talk with us, so that way we know about it.
I'd have to look at it.
Yeah.
Are you bringing it up that Mike should now visit us, or did he call you?
No, I just,
Turn up it.
yeah, I think, last time was kind of a different situation, but I just didn't know if there was a month before I reach out to him is May or June, I mean,
It works.
May.
you know, like most people possible. See if I can have him come for May 20th, I believe.
That'll
Or
work
the
for
next, our meeting in May, so I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
And if not, you know, I'll just at least try to schedule some.
Okay, we're on to, you're done with the water.
Yep.
Performance. Okay. We're on to unfinished business. A, Summers Lane Water Tower, the water main project update.
They've started contract C, which is the last piece of water main. They're working on the bore today, which they were hoping to get in. The plan was, I talked to the foreman this morning, to hopefully be wrapped up next week with some restoration yet, depending on weather, so.
Who's the contractor on that?
Vinton. So that's their goal, to be done with that. And as far as the water tower,
They painted
Still.
the base, did they not?
no,
Oh.
It
Nothing's-
turned white.
nothing's been done there yet, so.
By the other day, I said, it looks like they painted
It's
the base.
it's been a standstill on contract B until the weather breaks, and we're still waiting on a change order with the whole lowering of the boring, so
Oh,
I expect Will to be here. Hopefully, we thought we'd have it this month, but Landmark is kind of dragging their feet on that, so it's kind of the status on the tower. So maybe May, once the weather's got to stabilize before they're going to come to start painting. So, any questions on that?
Next item, B, DPW campus utilities.
This will probably be the last month for this one. It's all in service. Everything's good. Landscaping was completed this week. Asphalt restoration's being completed today, tomorrow. So, yeah, we're pretty much, utility is pretty much done with their part there.
Is free mulch available? W? Not at the moment, I know.
I think.
Are
is
they
the
doing that
whole-
this year?
One just saw on the voucher.
Oh, is this part of the recycling piece? 'Cause, that's.
Well, we
to-
don't use the recycling stuff.
Well, that was for somebody's house.
Oh,
So, yeah, it wasn't like our use
Okay.
around it, but no, that was.
I just was confused as to why the city would give it away to its residents, but buy it for,
No, that was
sorry.
last meeting we discussed, we had a pretty big water main break that
Okay.
took quite a bit of restoration. So, yeah, that was next to somebody's house. Needed to be a little bit nicer, even though that mulch is nice, but, so yeah, that job, pretty much wrapped up.
Okay, item C, water main along St. Martin's Road. Huge still.
Sorry.
Good.
Everything's installed, hooked up, in service. I see we got to get a bag off of one of the hydrants yet. There was a deficiency in the valves, so they don't have to replace them, but they do need to dig them up again and fix. There's a nut that sits on that we use to operate it on and off. and it's not secured properly. So luckily we found it out now, and that's all being handled with the supplier and manufacturer and contractor. Otherwise, yeah, all the services are in. Restoration there is kind of up in the air because the DOT's coming in, wrecking everything. So it's kind of, we might save some money on our part of restoration. That part will be, so,
And the valves that are being repaired are gonna be just like new.
yeah.
So you don't have it on the agenda, so you're not prepared to give us an update on the project of water loss?
No, and we don't have, next month we'll have Oak Creek probably read this past week. So we haven't received their bill yet, which should give us, I don't know how quickly that gets turned around from what we build.
Oh, for Oak
Maybe.
Creek's cost, yeah.
I would think next month we
Yeah,
should be able
next,
to get something better.
Okay, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll
Is there a
second.
All
Look at you.
those in favor say aye.
She's got her
Aye.
feet high.
Motion carried.
Got your feet out the door
I
already.
think we got a record.